What's up, everyone? Andrew Bainey here with Mendel. What we're going to do today is deathcore riffs versus death metal riffs, and basically teach each other some riffs. I think you're going to find mine really easy, and I'm going to find yours very fucking hard.
That's what she said, but here we go.
Hey, there we go. But yeah, so for this video, I'm using a 7-string Ibanez, and you are using the Yamaha Riff Star.
Yep, that's it.
Both tuned to B standard at first, and we're probably going to do drop A after.
Right.
Rev 100p again, and we got a few pedals on the ground here, which are the Rev G8 for the noise gate.
Yep.
If we could switch to that, thank you. And then I don't actually, this was already here when we got here, but we thought it sounded really cool. Why don't you talk about it a bit?
So well, basically this pedal was already here, and because I like, as probably all of you guys have like an overdrive pedal in front of the amp, so it cleans it up a bit. So made it like really tight.
Yeah.
So noise gate, overdrive pedal, what could you wish more for?
Exactly. Yeah. So this was a happy accident. It was already here. It looks like this one is from Volta, who obviously is here as well. So thank you, Volta. This sounds awesome. Okay, well, why don't we get started then? So, for a little bit of backstory, Mendel used to play in a band, death metal band called Aborted.
Right.
I don't know if you're teaching me riffs from that band or your own riffs.
I'm not sure yet. I think the first riff. So I played in Aborted for 7 years, and if those who want to know, it was the Necrotic Manifesto, Retrogore, Termination, Redux EP, which was actually before Retrogore, and then Terror Vision on those albums. Awesome. So it's cool. We have in B standard. That's the tuning we used with for me back in the Aborted days. But I have my first riff is more like a downstrokey riff, which is easy. The fretting hand is really easy, but it does kick in the butt a tiny bit for down picking. So if you're up to it, let's start with that one.
Yeah, sure. Let's do it.
Okay. So
it's also going to be hard because, as you can see, lefty, and I'm looking at everything backwards, which is going to be interesting, but we'll make it work.
So basically what the riff is... So I'm not fully warm up, but I'll try to get it up to speed.
Okay.
So bear with me.
Yeah. I was gonna say, I'm like, yeah, that does seem pretty easy, but of course it's like double the speed. So there we are. So it's mostly just like 2-1, 2-1-0 on these two strings.
Right. So basically, you have like it's basically the power chord, but without the low one.
Yep.
Right. And the only thing you do in between is.
Right. Okay.
That's it.
Okay.
That's it. And then. Yeah,
and then you were throwing in some dissonant.
This is right. Oh yeah, you're right. So this is like this is like a bit inspired from the Necrotic song that. That thing.
Okay.
So it goes. Let me just think. That's it.
Okay. So I'm probably not going to be able to do it as fast as you, but so it's. That's the riff?
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
So I'm just curious, like, because you're more into deathcore than death metal, and of course death metal is way better than deathcore. Hit me, keyboard warriors. So like, would you do something like that in deathcore? Because when I think deathcore, I just hear like, well, not just
right,
but like that kind of thing.
Yeah. This riff definitely sounds like something that I could hear in either genre, I would say, especially because you add.
Right.
I don't know. I feel like deathcore would probably do something similar to this, but maybe not as fast,
right?
And like maybe a little bit more dissonant, or at least that's how I would approach something like this.
Okay.
But yeah, it's funny because it's not that dissimilar. Like, you know, there are a lot of similarities, but
right. When I got into Aborted, I started to write songs, and like Ken the drummer, he wrote songs, stuff like that. Listening to deathcore, especially the later deathcore, I noticed way more. You have like ambient stuff going on.
Yeah, for sure.
And like if you go to old school death metal, like that's not there.
Right.
But we did try to incorporate that. Especially Ken, he incorporated more of those like delay picking stuff in the background kind of stuff.
Yeah, it's usually, again, depending on the band, of course, but the way that we usually use it is it's really more of like a background ambient layer. Like, we don't have too many crazy leads or anything like that, but even if it's just like a simple like
those
just
dissonance
like
things?
Yeah, dissonance that just fills out the background, especially for breakdowns because they're so and if you're just playing that and there's silence, then it's kind of boring, right? So we use that to kind of like fill it in and make it sound full while kind of tricking the listener to thinking like, oh, they're just doing that, which is true, but also like there is a lot of other stuff going on. It's just maybe not at the forefront. Oh yeah, I guess I should try that riff a little faster because I'm gonna try.
Oh, you can do it.
All down picked,
right?
Of course.
Oh yeah,
because death metal.
Yeah. Dude,
yes.
Yeah, a bit faster.
That hurts the wrist, man.
You like feel it tension up.
Yeah.
So one thing that could help. So what I like to do, and probably a lot of people do it, but when I hit a string, it's not like that. But when I'm finishing done hitting it, it's like pressing on the second string, and then that bounces back up, so it takes less energy.
Interesting. Yeah, I can see it, especially from this angle. That's cool.
Right.
Yeah. That's a whole other level of control I've never even attempted.
But dude, you're kind of like, I can tell you have like the talent. I would almost say just practice for a couple of weeks. It's there.
Cool.
Easily. So you're a riff. Hit me.
Okay, so the only reason that this is in B standard is normally my band Carcosa, we play in drop E on an 8 string, but this particular riff just doesn't use the low E string. So B standard for the sake of explanation.
Okay, yeah.
It's there's a lot more notes going on, but it's a lot slower.
Okay.
So it's all just like single eighth notes, I guess.
That's so sick, bro. So, like, do you know a bit of theory that's going on there?
I don't. I have no idea what I'm doing.
So, have you ever heard of the harmonic minor scale?
Yeah.
Okay, so that's the scale that's in 99% of my music. And so, because that's especially so when you have the scale, that's the scales.
Yeah.
So when you go, that sounds so evil. But okay.
Yeah.
So,
so the first chord, I guess you could say, is. So does. And then it goes up to the 7th fret. And then the second chord is.
Oh, dude.
Fucked it up a little bit.
I have the worst memory.
Yeah.
I mean,
7. Yeah.
Oh no.
Yeah, you got it, man.
Ah, fuck.
Ah,
So it's...
Yeah, you got it. That chord always fucks me up, too.
But I just need to have it like a one full run. You know, dude,
it's an evil sounding riff.
Dude, it sounds so. So that's the bit deathcore you say, that open stringy stuff.
Yeah,
almost
it's
black metal-ish.
Yeah,
Am I correct about that?
Yeah, I guess it's a little like black metal inspired. That's the other weird thing about deathcore is like it kind of takes a lot of influence from hardcore, from death metal, from black metal, like you know, so many things. Especially the more modern stuff, like, you know, you have bands like Lorna Shore.
Yep.
If you've heard of them, I'm sure you have. They're obviously like super melodic,
atmospheric, like epic even.
Yeah, and heavily inspired by black metal, I would say at least. Yeah. So yeah, it's cool. But that was awesome.
It's like what's funny, like if I was incorporate something like that, I would play it a couple of times and then be something like.
That's sick, yeah.
That I just played for me, that's sick.
Yeah, but in the song it then goes back down to the E, so I can't. But then it's kind of based on. But with the E, so it's a little bit lower.
You know what's funny? Like, so the stuff that I wrote for Aborted, a lot of the riffs were octaves because I thought, like, in stereo recording, quad tracking it sounds cleaner.
Right.
So that riff, dude, I love that. But that's even just death metal, dude.
Yeah, true. Yeah.
It's so sick.
That's why there's a lot of crossover.
There is a lot of crossover.
It's like if you like death metal but breakdowns, we got you.
There you go.
Okay.
So this is an Aborted riff.
Okay.
It's very simple. Like, you could probably figure it out by ear within 5 seconds.
Perfect. That's
but it's a riff that I'm really proud of because the touring is like the riff that a lot of people enjoyed. Mm-hmm. So what it basically is just power chords. So it goes like this. So this is the riff from the Necrotic Manifesto, the chorus.
Okay.
So on the higher one. Almost. So I'll play slow first. Almost. So the riff goes.
Okay. So there's a little turnaround.
Wait, now I need to think. One string lower, 3/4 again. So you have. And then.
Okay.
And then it repeats.
And it just have like 16th note kicks underneath.
Yeah, so
that. Yeah, of course.
So like it was a songwriting thing I had. I think was working together with Sven. Like, he really wanted that heavy. So I had this riff, and he really liked it because it's kind of an ode to like old Gormageddon Aborted.
Okay.
Where it's a bit more grindy.
Mm-hmm.
So how it actually went, it was this weird measure where Ken did like double kicks. So it actually went like first like. Something like that.
That's sweet, yeah. No, that's awesome that you're basically like teasing the chorus,
dude,
during the verse, I would imagine.
Dude, that's exactly what went through my head and their heads. Like, we had this, like, basically it's the chorus riff had broken up with like
It's essentially like preparing, whether they realize it or not, preparing the listener for like what they're about to hear.
And then you finally have that straight 4/4 double kicks, fucking having like a pulse
and that's
there.
what makes it more memorable for sure.
I thought so, yeah.
That's awesome. And then so like that part's easy, obviously. Like, does it just do like a repeat there or something?
Yeah, so it's like hardest part is to get it clean without the stuff in it, but there's one turnaround in it. Almost. So
okay, I was a little early.
So it's like 1, 2, 3, 4.
Okay, so it's on the floor. Got it. Yeah. Okay, cool. And then you did like a trim thing after that?
Yeah. So it's basically like we really like the thing like before the beat. So we're gonna have like 1, 2, 3, 4, bam. That. So it's basically the same thing. So I like 1, 2.
Oh, okay.
Sorry. So it's like.
So it's a hang note, yeah.
So it's like 1, 2, 3. But then try. So you have exactly everything, but the only thing you need to do is the 2, 3 there.
Oh, that's weird. Yeah, that little hang note is trippy. So does it do the 3 as well?
Yeah, so it's like.
That's crazy.
Oh, so then it skips that one, I think.
Okay.
After the first round.
Okay, yeah, because it has to like make sense within 4/4. Interesting. Oh man, I'm so bad at trim picking, but that's cool.
Something like that.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
That's awesome. Okay, we're gonna switch to drop A for my final riff. We try and do that. Like we pride ourselves on choruses a lot in my band too.
Right.
Because like especially for deathcore, like it's so like heavy that we're like, how are people gonna remember these songs? And for us, we always have thought like, and shout out to our vocalist especially because he's the one that is really good at making choruses and chorus riffs.
Right.
But like that's the thing that we felt was lacking in heavy music in general, but especially deathcore is like almost when it's like breakdown. It's just like the song isn't quite as memorable in my opinion.
Oh, dude, I have a trick for that.
Yeah.
So there's every time when I wrote songs, I always did or tried to do 2 things. One, I'm a big sucker for like 90s pop songs and that kind of stuff, especially for the structures.
Mm-hmm. So do you kind of like take inspiration from another genre's song structure?
Oh, 100%.
Yeah, okay.
So basically that when I first wrote that right? Like the pre-chorus, that's basically pre-chorus. But since we play like at 250 BPM, the pre-chorus like 15 seconds or something.
Right. Yeah.
So that's like exactly how you said it. It's like so you have something to go into the chorus.
Yeah.
And that's the first thing. Second thing was the cool thing about film scoring is, as you probably know, when you listen to a film score, there's like certain themes that come back, but in a tiny bit different. Yeah,
exactly. A motif, I think it's called.
Exactly.
I don't know anything, but I know something.
That's exactly. So you have a motif, and you can do it like faster, slower, or a bit different, or a different key.
Yeah.
So to explain it, very simple. So this thing, the is just a different motif of the because it's basically the same riff.
Yeah.
But just a tiny bit different, so it's all connected.
Yeah, and then it's great for people like me who don't understand theory, but whether you realize it or not, you're subconsciously being prepared for that section of the song,
right.
And then like you're more likely to remember that chorus riff because it's being not necessarily reused throughout the rest of the song, but like motifs or elements of the riff are all over the place, so like you can't help but be like, yeah, that's that song that goes down. All right, that's
fully
cool.
correct. Fully correct. Yep.
Yeah. Are you tuned up?
I'm tuned up.
Okay. So we're gonna do a drop A riff now. Again, my band plays in drop E, so this is gonna sound a little different than what it would normally sound like. But luckily for me, I pretty much only use the bottom 4 strings anyway, so it doesn't really matter what tuning I'm in.
There you go.
So this is a riff from our song called Hypnos.
Okay.
Although it's deathcore, this riff is pretty melodic, I would say. I think it's like the pre-chorus riff. I don't fucking know. It's a riff. We'll see how it sounds. So let's see if I remember how to play it.
What happens with the pinky at the beginning riff?
So it's basically a power chord of like 777, but then you're adding the pinky on the 10,
right?
And then you're moving the pinky up a string, and then so basically this finger is always staying on the 7.
Yeah.
And you're only accenting with your pinky.
And could you just play that melody, just the pinky melody?
Yeah.
After the... Play one more time?
Yeah, exactly. And then, yeah.
So that's typical deathcore, though.
Yeah, dissonance.
Oh.
And then have the pinky on the 5.
Oh.
And then back to the...
So that's harmonic minor again.
Of course it is.
I love it.
So the whole riff slower is like...
I have the worst memory ever.
That's all good.
So you have... So...
Yeah, you're picking way more than you need to, but the notes were right. Yeah, so I think you're making it harder on yourself.
So where's the pulse?
So it'd be like dun 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 da dun 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 da dun 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 dun.
Ah, Jesus. And then... Oh.
Yeah, and that's it. Yeah.
Oh, wait, so you have... Ah, Jesus.
Yeah.
Oh. Yeah, but as it go...
Yeah. You're doing, I think, one extra...
Oh, so it's like...
Yeah, exactly.
Sick.
Yeah.
Oh, that's sick. I've never done like this. Never done it, but it sounds so cool. It sounds so mean.
Yeah.
Jesus.
Yeah, I really like playing this riff because it's like a nice mixture of like, there's like the weird dissonant chords, but also those really, really nice sounding ones. It's a little bit of both. And then after... But we don't need to do that.
Sick.
Yeah, and then it goes, and then it goes into the chorus. So similar idea to what you were just talking about in your riff. Like we're kind of teasing all those chords because then the chorus is like.
cool.
We're gonna have to learn all that, but yeah. So it's interesting that we both picked riffs that were like what's the word, like pre-choruses or riffs that tease other sections in our songs respectively. That's really cool. So we're not so different after all.
No. There's more common ground.
Yeah, for sure.
So I have actually 2 small things for you.
Okay.
So one thing is in drop A, and this is like a pattern that I use a lot in my riffing. And oh my god, okay, I'll just gonna play it slow first. So I have a grasp on.
Sure.
So. So on speed, don't want to be cocky, but it's a bit like a Jeff Loomis, old Nevermore stuff. This pattern.
Because you're only picking like a few of those notes.
Right.
It's a lot of hammer-ons and pull-offs.
Yep, cool. That's it. So just hammer-ons.
Mm-hmm.
That's it.
Is that it?
That's it. But make sure to palm it the left.
Ooh, that's tricky. Ooh, that's cool. That's a really good exercise.
Right. So theory-wise, what they basically do, if you just have these patterns, so this. Then I can do
right.
harmonic minor again.
Yep.
So you get this like this melancholic vibe.
Cool.
The pattern, yeah, it's something I use a lot.
I would probably do something similar, but way slower.
So, just for fun. So if you have that pattern, like how would you create it into something like that?
Right. So I really. Oh man, I don't know. I can't think of that off the top.
I'm putting you on the spot. I know.
I would do like something more like.
Holy shit.
No shit.
Dude!
Something like that.
That's
maybe?
groovy.
Yeah. Or
That's
like.
sick.
Or like something like, I don't know. So it's not just like, because I'm just like, holy fuck, that's so many picks. I don't know. I would just more make a groove out of it.
Sick. Jesus Christ.
So that's cool. Very similar, but like it seems like it's mostly like the playing style is different, but the note choices are very similar.
Yeah, because like for example, you are probably very good at like picking between strings. Like if you have like a down pick on the second string and an upstroke on the other one. Yeah, I suck at that. Stuff.
Interesting.
I can't do that. Like for example, necrophages stuff. So that's that's the thing. Like, do you know necrophages?
A little bit, yeah. I mean, I've heard like stab wound and the ones that everyone's heard.
Here's something that popped in my head. So we were having dinner a couple days ago, and I said to him like, "Oh yeah." So we're talking about the favorite mix, right? Mm-hmm. So what was your favorite mix?
Humanity's Last Breath, Valde.
Right.
Yeah.
And here it comes. So then I said, "Dude, my favorite mix of all time is Chimera Resurrection, especially the song Needle." And then he says, "Wait, who's Chimera?" And I just wanted to flip the table into infinity.
And that's why we had to make this video together. Right. And I think that's a great point to probably end this.
Right.
Yeah.
True.
Awesome. All right. Well, yeah. So this was Deathcore versus Death Metal Riffs. Again, big thank you to Mendel for being on this video. Be sure to go check out his channel. It's going to be linked in the description. All that good stuff. Big thank you to Ibanez, Yamaha, Volta, REVV, all the brands involved in 42 Gear Street. And be sure to go check out all the other videos from this event.
And Chimera Resurrection, the album.
And that's my homework for today.
There you go.
And yeah, that's all. Thank you guys for watching. We'll see you soon.
Cheers.